Alright you guys, this is episode 2 of the turbo build. Just continuing where we left off last time with assembling the turbo to the manifold. Make sure you drop a like, and here it is. Okay, that's probably good. So for whatever reason, when I put the manifold on here, it doesn't go on. I just started taking these out to see which one was possibly crooked. Take out that one. It slides on no problem with a little bit of wiggle room. So I'm forced to drill this out a little bit. I actually enlarged 2 of the holes just slightly. One of these, it looks like almost this hole was maybe on the turbo was drilled off. It's a little closer to the edge than the other ones. Maybe not, I don't know. Anyways, I drilled these 2. Those were the ones that were causing problems. And she fits. Get some thread locker. You want to make sure you use crush washers or lock washers, because if you don't, apparently this will back off over time. Yeah, baby. There's a sequence for tightening the nuts on the manifold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inside out. So I guess you don't want to use crush washers on these. They're kind of smushing out, and they didn't have them before. I thought I'd use them because 2 of those were actually kind of loose when I was taking it off, but that's not going to work, so now I have to take it all apart again, which is actually pretty annoying. So you want to torque these to spec, but since you can't get the torque wrench, can't access all these with the torque wrench, the best way to do it is set the torque wrench just below where you want it to be. So this says 27 to 35 foot-pounds. So I'm going to set it to 27, torque the easy ones like these 2, and then you'll be able to go on those 2 that you just torqued, use a wrench and go a little more, and just get a feel for it. That way when you do the other ones, you can just use the wrench and you know how you get a feel for it and you know how much to torque them. Now I need to drill a hole in the battery tray for the intercooler piping, but I don't know exactly where it should go. I'm thinking like somewhere here is where the center should be. It's kind of hard to tell because I'm pretty sure this is the one that, well, I do know this one goes here. But like, how do you mock it up perfectly? You can't, right? You just kind of have to guess. EGR is officially blocked off. If you have big hands like me, that sucks big time. So that's all you got. Alright, Sunday morning now. Last night, I don't know if I showed it, but I blocked off the EGR with the plate, gasketed it, spent a long time cleaning it, and I drilled this hole, but I think that I drilled it in the wrong spot. I thought if I drilled a 4-inch hole, I wouldn't be able to screw it up because there's all this extra room. But of course I managed to. I think it's supposed to be farther forward. It doesn't really line up properly, so I think I have to drill another hole, and I don't know what I'll have to do about that, but it kind of sucks. There's gonna be a huge hole there now. There's the hot side all plumbed up. Blow-off valve should fit here, as long as the, actually we'll see, I gotta see how that fits. Having a little bit of trouble fitting this. I had to bend the oil dipstick a little bit, it's right in the way, and this doesn't look like, I don't think anything's gonna fit on there. I have to shorten this, I'm not sure, but I gotta put this together. Mass airflow adapter under there, and then the intake will go on the end of that, so I need quite a bit of room. There's absolutely no way this is gonna fit. This is already stuffed way down in there, and there's no room, right? So I can move this maybe, don't really want to. I'm gonna just end up cutting this probably, somewhere down here, and I don't have a coupling that fits over this, so I have to go get a coupling for that. Okay, now there's absolutely no way that's not gonna fit, right? I hope so. It's actually pretty terrible. Like I hate that. I normally like doing things, well, I always like doing things neat, especially in my car, and that's freaking terrible. Swiss cheese. Intercooler piping is giving me a hard time, so I'm gonna deal with that later and move on to the oil feed. I'm gonna take the oil filter off, try and get the sandwich plate in there with the pressure switch on there, and get my oil feed put in. And I have a good feeling that my oil feed's gonna be too short. Alright, I just test fitted this, and it only fits on one way with the flat side facing down. You get a little bit of wiggle room, but the only way I think this is gonna work is if I put the feed in here and the pressure sensor on this side. So I'm gonna plug these two, use Teflon for all of it, put my NPT to AN fit in here, and then put the feed off that. So yeah. There it is. Goes on like that. I'm gonna wire it right now so I don't have to do it on the car. There's just a ground and then the sender wire. They made G the sender wire and WK the ground. Doesn't really make sense to me, but
see, it's just that rubber.
I might be able to use that for mine. What up, Jess?
See your melted OT sensor yet?
Alright, I had to cut this. Fits now. Tightened all those clamps. These ones I'm leaving loose. For the intake here, I think I'm going to cut this pipe right here, because to deal with that fitment issue, if I cut it here, I think it'll fit right in here. Blow-off valve probably won't be able to go there. Probably move it either here or over here. But deal with that when it comes. I gotta go to Lordco to get a fitting or a coupling that'll work. So gonna do the water temp sensor now, cut in somewhere here and throw the water temp in. On the wrong side, buddy.
I know. Plastic. Battery's dead.
just got back from Lordco, had to get a few more things. So I got some colder spark plugs, BKR6. They're one range colder. And the spark plugs I had, I got these two fittings, a 90 NPT to 3AN, and a swivel 3AN, so I can come off the bottom of the thing and out. It's kind of hard to explain, but basically it wasn't going to work with just a straight 3AN fitting with the way that the oil sandwich plate went. Yeah, so I had to get those. Got this drain, same thing. The 45 wasn't going to work. 90 will work a lot better for the drain. Got this coupler because they Jewed me out and didn't give me one that I need. And got a couple hose clamps for the water temp sensor, some lock washers for the downpipe, and some vacuum hose for the blow-off valve. There's that. Leave them loose till I get that sensor actually in there. Then do that last, all the sensors. So what I'm thinking, I just got this coupling that fits. If I can get it right there, then I can leave this reservoir in there, which would be nice. I want to keep that in there. These oil filter sandwich plates, I don't know, man, they're kind of goofy. Like, I can't even use two of them, and these two are really tight, so you don't really have a lot of options. I wouldn't recommend them. Alright, so here's what I got for my oil feed. There's the oil filter sandwich plate. Got the pressure sender on there, and then my fittings, my line. Then my line runs through there, over there, runs in front of the engine, underneath the distributor, down through there, and then ta-da! 3 feet is very short, barely fits, but it does fit, so unless you want extra, then you can use 3 feet and make it work. However, you literally have no playroom, so you got to do exactly what I did or be careful.